This is Multiplaying, episode 115, recorded on Friday, March 27th, 2015.
Cat Context is about three friends getting together twice a month to talk about MMOs, RPGs, nerd culture, and really good virtual hats.
Cat Context is my bi-weekly attempt to find a subject that Arrow is not randomly an expert at, and to instead make fun of Lior for being so wrong all the time. Also, games and movies and stuff.
Cat Context is about trying to be hilarious in 10 seconds or less. Or is it fewer? I think it's fewer. Fuck, I'm out of time.
Cat Context. Games, movies, and smart talk twice a month.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
We're back with Multiplaying episode 115. Tonight on the show, we have Jason.
Hello.
What you drinking tonight, Jason?
Tall boy of Miller Lite. Because I told Dean I would drink beer for him. I don't think this is what he pictured.
Just for him.
Or maybe he did picture that. But yeah.
We also have Shannon.
We do have Shannon. Hello.
Hello, Shannon. What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a white Zinfandel that I chalked with like tons and tons of fruit, like strawberries and orange slices and blueberries and all sorts of things.
Wow.
Made like
is it
for vitamins?
It's for sangria-ness.
Yeah, I was going to say that doesn't sound like white Zin anymore.
No, sangria-ness.
Is it doing your vocal cords any good?
Probably not, but I sound a lot better, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
I didn't really hear you before.
Dean heard me.
Yeah. She sounded awful.
You sound like a sack of shit.
I could they were making fun of me the other day that I sounded like Peter Brady, and it was just
wow.
I'm becoming a man finally.
Finally have a use for this penis.
Oh
we also have special guests, longtime multiplayer, Dean.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good tonight. How are you?
I'm fantastic. What are you drinking?
I thought I was gonna have to drink water tonight, but I have a Murphy Stout.
All right.
You had something in the house?
No, Scott got back from Seattle early. He was able to get an earlier flight and bought me a Murphy's on the way home. I know, really, right?
You flew all the way there just for your drink?
No, he was away from work, and yeah, he got off or got on an earlier flight. So yeah,
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have my typical Di Serono, and I am ready to rock this shit.
Woo!
Let's get into some topics.
Yeah.
What do we want to talk about first, guys? Got lots and lots of shit to talk about tonight.
Yeah, we can actually just pick our favorites because we have so much on the list now.
I think, we probably got too much. I guess before we get into other gaming stuff, I'll just get it out of the way. I beat A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS.
You did?
I did.
How long did that take you?
Like 4 nights or 4 days, I should say.
Wow.
I'm still working through it. I, pick it up every once in a while.
Few hours a day into it. I think I probably had around 10 to 12 hours into the game. No, I didn't do the whole 100% thing, get all the items that I could have, but man, I was,
You beat the last dungeon?
I
heard that was hard.
It was, what really bummed me out about that is that I hadn't died through the whole game until the last boss.
Ooh.
Oh,
and only reason I died was because I made a really dumb move right at the end. And when I went back and beat him for real, right after that, I found out that I was actually only, based on how you actually played out that last boss fight, I was only 1 hit away from actually killing him before. That sucked. Yeah.
Sad.
I was sad, but I was actually
bought all your weapons at that point, or were you still renting them?
I had still had all the rentals.
Oh, so you had to go get them all.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I actually had all the rentals. They took them back right after I died in that boss fight, but I didn't rent any of them to go back in there and fight them again.
I mean, you are so badass. You just went there.
Well, you didn't need any of them. There were a lot of I used my hat. Beat him with my hat. Like the skipper. But yeah, that game was fan-fucking-tastic. I loved it. I was going to trade it in right away, but I think I'm actually going to hold on to it and probably go back and play through it on the heroic version. It's supposed to be harder, so
cool. Yeah, I need to beat that game.
Where does it rank, by the way?
Where does it rank now?
Because we're all about saying which Zeldas are better than the others.
I'm just curiosity.
To me, it's now number 2 behind Link to the Past.
Nice. That means it's good.
Majora's Mask.
Huh? I've not played Majora's, so I really don't know. But we won't get into all that again this week. We'll move on to more.
No, but breaking. I don't know how breaking it is, but the Zelda news.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, before we move away from the Zelda.
Yeah, that the Wii U version is delayed out of 2015.
No,
and they will not be at E3. Well, they won't be showing Zelda at E3. This is bad news.
I had no idea.
Well, that could be good news.
Yeah, makes me really sad.
But they need that game.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, and what's the crappy thing about it was how adamant they were in previous like Nintendo Directs and stuff, saying this is going to be 2015.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Yeah. Thanks, Jason, for bringing it down.
Yep. Condition me with bad news. Think of me. Think of bad news.
We'll get the tears out of the way first.
Yep. It's all uphill from here in the show.
Yeah. But we could talk about more tears that we've been having playing Bloodborne.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Mm.
You've played more than I have.
Have I? I was about to say, I'm not sure how much you guys have played.
I think I've played like 2.5 hours.
I think I've probably played the least out of all of you.
I had to shut the windows today to prevent the neighbors from hearing me scream fuck like all the time. Really? Like I had to actually do that.
Yeah. Last time I played, I screamed.
Did you?
I like audibly gasped.
Yeah.
Something really surprised me.
And you remembered something that your neighbors did, and then you opened up your windows to yell fuck at them.
Yeah. I'm talking to you.
I think I beat 4. I beat the 4th boss just this afternoon, actually, in that game.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had the week off, so I've had a lot of time to play it.
I wish I had the week off. Yeah, it's fantastic so far. I just got to the second boss actually right before we got to went to get on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I went to him twice, and I still haven't got him. Got him down to about like probably 10% health that second time, and yeah, he's a difficult one. What level are you now? 17, I think.
17. I beat him at 20, I think, and he was still pretty hard. Yeah.
It wasn't bad, and he wasn't bad until he did his little transformation thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a bastard.
First boss?
What's that? No, the second boss.
Second boss, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, because you can actually hit the second boss first, which is exactly what I did, and I realized, oh my god, I'm in way over my head. So I had to go back.
Oh, yeah, I guess you can if you go to the sewers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you just kind of ignore the... Mm-hmm.
Yep. But yeah, that's what's fantastic about that game is the options to cut through different areas. I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, the shortcuts in that game are incredibly rewarding. It's like all of a sudden you'll be kind of turned around and then you'll open a grate and you're like, wait a second, I know this place. And you're like, oh, thank God, there's a bonfire.
Yeah. Or a lantern or whatever they are.
Yeah. Whatever they're called, yeah.
My favorite thing about this versus a Souls game, and it's a really little thing, but the character model does not look like complete ass in this. It actually looks pretty cool.
Well, didn't they say something that there's a bug or something in the game that the actual physical size of your character, like if you say that he's top heavy or whatever, like none of that's actually working right now?
Oh, is this supposed to like be a hitbox type of thing?
Not necessarily for hitboxing, but for the look of your
appearance?
Character, for the appearance, like everybody looks like the same skinny character.
Yeah, I did briefly try to change them, and I'm like, these don't look any different. So
yeah, I guess that's bugged right now that they don't because they're not.
That's weird. Yeah. I had a bug for the first couple days that finally cleared up, but it wouldn't let me play online. It kept saying the game's not installed, and I checked for a couple days, like all my update history, every patch was installed up to date. I downloaded digitally, the game was completely installed, and then they put out a PS4 system update, and I did that, and then it finally let me do an online game. But it looks like this is much easier to join up with your friends.
Yeah, they actually have an option in there for password. So
I noticed
tried it here, and I assume that if everybody just uses the same password, you can join up. But I think you still have to possibly use the bell and summon the other person.
That makes sense.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So
I wonder if you is it like the other ones where you open yourself up to invasion then?
Yeah, but I wonder if that cuts other people out of it if you have it password protected.
Oh, that's true.
I haven't been invaded. I've played probably a good 10 to 15 hours, and I have yet to be invaded, and I haven't done anything special.
No, and I think part of that is I've seen a blurb on the Bloodborne subreddit, and they actually specified like the 3 different ways that you could be invaded. And I think a couple of them actually have to do with the fact the use of the bell to summon co-op. Like that's one way it opens you up.
Okay.
But I don't remember what the other 2 were. There were actually specific reasons. Like if you're not really doing anything out of the ordinary, then yeah, you wouldn't have been invaded yet. It was kind of weird. And also they had something on there about the insight that you get, and that's what you use to go into co-op mode. Like when you fight bosses, you get that insight, the little eyeball thing up in the top right of your screen.
Yeah, and there's a consumable for it too.
Yeah. They had said something about if you have over like 40 or 50 of them, it actually ramps the difficulty up.
Oh shit! Well, then I better stop doing the consumable items. Then I thought you could use them for currency or something.
Right. That's what I was because a few people actually kind of confirmed it. That there was one guy on there that said he had like 70 some of them, and he had noticed that some of the mobs were pretty difficult, and then he went ahead and did something to consume a good portion of them. And then he said it felt like a cakewalk afterward. Which is,
I'll have to pay attention to that.
We don't know about this game yet.
I know, but that's what's so fucking great about it. I love that about the game right now.
You're totally right. Like I went to console to walk through because I got completely lost and I didn't know how to progress, and there was like 1. And that's kind of cool because when I was playing Dark Souls 2, there were like 1 million, and so really nobody knows what's going on with this game.
Yeah, I really dig it. Me and Dean were actually talking on TeamSpeak the other night. I really dig that it's different in a lot of ways, but I like that it's harder right off the bat. Like the other games were hard because there was just nothing telling you what to be done. This one I think actually does a little bit better job with the notes that are around to kind of lead you along, especially if you go in the Hunter's Dream and read all the notes in there that actually are telling you a lot of mechanical stuff about the game that I don't think the other Souls games ever really had. But I like that there's an immediate difficulty to this that kind of cuts out people like, okay, you're either going to learn this shit and deal with it, or this isn't going to be your kind of game.
Yeah, I've reread those tips a couple of times. And that reminds me, my favorite part of the game is the whole gun, stun, then finish off. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and that mechanic is pretty sweet, and it actually continues throughout the game. So it's not like some one, you go through that, that basically gauntlet of enemies up toward the beginning. That mechanic does not go away, and it actually even works on some of the bosses too. So cool. you just hit them, stun, and then you can do your, what is it, like a visceral move or something like that? And
if you can actually stun them to the point where they like drop down to their knee or whatever.
Yeah, because sometimes they don't always do that.
You have to actually, it's kind of like back in Dark Souls, if you were using a shield, if you timed the block, the riposte, there you go. If you would time the riposte just right, they would actually go like kind of slow-mo for a second because you stunned them.
Right.
And then you could hit your trigger again or your R1 real quick and do a more visceral move that would do a shit ton of damage. Same thing applies in this. You have, if they're going in for a certain attack, and you do that, it'll stop the attack anyways. But if you time it just right,
that makes sense.
Them. Yeah,
because I think I was trying to do it as soon as they went into their attack motion.
Yeah,
and I think you got to wait until
right,
like it would have been with blocking with the shield.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have to be dangerously close for you to hit that little window of time.
Risk reward.
Exactly.
Do you guys know in Dark Souls 2? If you farmed an area for too long, the mobs would stop spawning.
Yeah, so I was a huge Dark Souls 2 fan, and that was one thing that I really hated about that game is that if you're like me and you die over and over and over, the enemies stop respawning, and so you lose all those souls, and it's really difficult to actually farm those back up again so that you can actually level up. And this game does not do that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they constantly respawn, so every single time you die, you can refarm those same souls, so you don't kind of get stuck in that same position as Dark Souls 2, which is...
I slowly repeat an area until I feel comfortable moving on, which I'm assuming almost everybody does.
Yes. Yep.
I love the aesthetic of the game. I love kind of how creepy it is at times. Yeah. But there was a point, there was one thing that today that I actually had to walk away, not literally walk away from the TV, but I had my character walk away, so I didn't keep hearing it. Have you gone up to like the doors or windows of the people that have like the incense burning outside and like knocked on their doors and talked to them?
Yep.
Yeah.
There was one right before, I think, the second boss that you go up to the window and go to talk, and it's like a little girl on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like she says, I mean, it sounds like a little girl, and then she says, "Can you go find my mom?" And then I'm like, no, I'm walking away. I don't know what you're going to say.
Yeah, with you.
Yeah. No.
I'll just wait. What happens later? It'll break your heart.
Oh, no, fuck you, Dean. But we can move on from the Bloodborne talk. You want to talk about a little bit of MMO-ishness stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Those are words.
Not
Which one first? Guild Wars?
Let's do Guild Wars 2, and we'll do the super awesome Guild Wars 2 giveaway. All right.
That was my crowd noise.
Yeah, so we're doing it kind of early in the show, but what the heck? We won't make everyone wait for it. So let's see. I do a refresh, so I make sure I have everyone in the group. But while I'm doing this and picking a person to win this awesome prize, do you want to cover what you saw in the cash shop that you're freaked out about?
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of Guild Wars 2 this week, mostly because of Bloodborne. But I did see the update that there's a bass guitar in the gem store, and I want it so bad. Because I went and I watched the video. Yes, you can play it. There's actually got 2 full bars worth of notes that you can play. It's pretty fucking rad.
That's really cool.
Have you seen the music site, Steve, for Guild Wars 2 instruments? I can't remember exactly what it's called.
I haven't actually gone to it. I think I saw it, maybe it linked on Reddit one time, but I have not gone to check it out. I don't have any of the instruments. That's kind of, I've never actually got one of them. This is the one that I've been most tempted to actually buy, though.
Real shortly, I bought a harp, and I checked immediately to see if you could actually, if macros were sanctioned by or whoever makes it, and they said they are. And so there's this music site where you can go out, use auto hotkey or whatever, and actually macro your instrument, so it plays some pretty cool stuff.
That's rad. We just need somebody with a drum set, and we're starting a band.
Yeah.
I bought because Dean had tipped me off the airship pass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you end up picking that up?
I did not. You did?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get to go to an airship. That's about it.
Oh, I got that. Yeah, you get to go to an airship.
But you can port then to any... Well, I guess you could do it through the Miss anyway.
Yeah.
It was an impulse buy because it was one day only.
Okay, that doesn't work because the person I rolled is ineligible because it's Jabberant.
I don't have it, though.
Damn it, now it was Slurms.
Wait, well, how did I get a number?
Okay, who is Warsmith Kelgar? Let's see if they're following us, though. They have to be following us. Ah, he is following us. Okay, that's good. Yep,
Yay,
he follows.
Warsmith.
Okay. Hooray. Do you want a copy of Guild Wars 2?
It's a video game.
It's a video game that we are talking about now. It is.
It's a Morpager.
It's a single-player farming simulator.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not Arcade.
No.
Oh, God.
You guys disappointed with Arcade?
God, Chef, fuck you.
You're so mean.
So mean. I was watching this girl play APB today, and she goes, and someone mentioned in her Twitch stream about something about Arcade. She goes, people still play Arcade? She's playing APB.
And you were watching, and we're playing APB tonight. We're not playing Arcade tonight.
That's true.
It's very true, yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad because Hardway's he's had massive trouble getting this going on his computer. Oh, he already has it. Let's see. How about we do...
You might run into where everybody has it.
I know. How about we do a show of hands for people who do not have it, and we'll pick from that list.
You can't see their hands.
Yeah.
Well, just say...
First person to say they don't have it.
Yeah, just say I don't have it, and then we'll make a little list. And
or say that you don't have it even if you do have it, and give it to a friend.
That's true. Say you want to be eligible if you want to be eligible.
Wow, look at all those things.
It's a popular...
It is popular.
It is a popular game.
You know what? If we don't get anyone in the Twitch channel that wants it, we did actually have someone message me, but they weren't sure they could make it to the game. They were very, very interested in getting it as the prize, though. So I could always give it to that person. It's,
give it to me.
Yeah, because he's starting to get interested in the game. It's like one of those he's always on the fence, but now he missed the sale type of deal. It's Fluxay on the board.
Yeah.
It's his buddy that he podcasts with.
Oh, cool.
So that would be cool. Like, we know him, and no one else is really speaking up that they want it. So, all right.
So many listeners.
We did well. That's part. The live show is not our strong suit, I guess you'd say. I don't care. I like it.
I like it too. That's why I listen to it.
All right, back to the show.
You know what that means, though? Everyone who comes to listen to the show just likes the show. So they're not here for junk.
Yeah.
They just like us.
Aww. We don't need to buy their love.
Yeah.
But feel free to buy ours.
How did...
donate now.
I mean, we don't need to drag Guild Wars 2 out anymore, but how did map night go?
Oh, how'd that go, Dee?
Was it just you?
It was me and... It's a sausage party. That's what it was. It was me and Steve, and we waited for about 15 minutes, talked about Bloodborne, and then promptly logged off to play Bloodborne.
Oh, I see.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Map night went well.
Yeah, so unfortunately...
We'll map is Bloodborne.
All right.
Well, enough of the Guild Wars 2. Now on to Crowfall. Update there. Their Kickstarter ended this week?
It sure did, and they had almost $1 million over their goal. They officially ended with $1,766,204 raised from almost 17,000 backers, and they only needed 800,000 to fund, so they managed to surpass that and hit quite a few stretch goals. One thing I was confused about, it looked like when it ended. No, when it ended, they actually had. When it first ended, they had more raised, like about 20,000 more dollars raised, and they had over 17,000 backers. But then when they actually did the collect, like it looks like some people didn't really fund it. I don't know how that. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, they're under 17,000. So I don't know if that last 17,000 person stretch goal of the Centaur Relic. Like, are they going to count that? Are they going to fulfill it? I'm not sure if that one hit or not. But what I'm talking about is a new relic added to the $60 backer reward tier. So I don't get it anyway, so I don't care. But I'm just curious.
But for those that do care.
Yeah. I'm just not sure if they're going to honor that or not. The stretch goals they did hit. They got the female centaurs, like we talked about before, the exclusive statue, the free month of VIP, mounts and caravans, the pack animal they did hit. They got the God's Reach artifacts and relics stretch goal. Bonus parcels were released. Also, the VR headset support was hit.
Oh,
yeah.
Doing VR head support in that?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
I remember.
He doesn't remember. Infected rules and Minotaur archetypes. So there's centaurs and minotaurs, and I don't know if there's female minotaurs because all Arc is just for dudes.
Don't have the technology.
I don't know. They can do VR, but they can't do female minotaurs. Actually, nope. I don't know if there's female minotaurs in ancient mythology. Is there? Yeah.
Can't do female chosen or whatever it was.
Yeah, they just can't do it. The Allfather
witch elves.
The Allfather statue that they gave is now a relic upgrade. So that becomes like an active relic. It bestows a blessing of knowledge in your kingdom. They unlock the Dwarven Blacksmith Thrall, a tournament system, combat-enabled pets. What? I love that.
Battle pets.
Battle pets! And as a thank you, they did a Stoneborn relic thank you item. So for everyone who backed. So I think they did really... Oh, actually, no, not to everyone who backed. $30 or up. That was for the last...
Well, thank God they added all that stuff so the game wasn't garbage.
Yeah, there you go.
All those all those stretch goals.
But it's very, very successful. It's in the top 50 of like...
I thought I read it was like 16.
Yeah, I read the same thing.
No, it's in the top 16 for video game, for MMOs, and it's in the top 50 for all time or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, pretty cool. And they also... If you go to their website, I guess I haven't even bothered to look, so my butt's telling me this. that they have a donate button now on their website. So they're still collecting funds from people, and they'll probably still have packages. I heard it's like very Star Citizen like, to continue the funding afterwards. But I mean,
$1,000 female
Camelot and Jane's doing that too. So
and I think Shroud of the Avatar
most of them are.
did that.
Yeah. So, well, it seems like they're gonna be okay.
I was just about going to say that I wonder, though, kind of like we talked about briefly on the forums, or I mentioned on the forums when we were talking about their stretch goal stuff. I wonder if that stuff's actually all going to be there like day one, or if it's more of a, hey, we have the money now, we're going to just make sure that the game is done, and then all those stretch goals will come after.
I don't know.
Like capital cities in Warhammer.
Oh
yeah.
Oh my
like
God.
Capital cities in Warhammer.
Still upset about that.
That's sad. That's not funny at all.
That's kind
they
of
never came, people. They never came.
No, you know what? Spoilers. They never came. You're right.
Yeah.
They did say they were never coming, though, after a while.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
After a while.
Yeah, that's what I just
said. When the game closed.
No, it was before. They said long before that they weren't going to do those.
They did not say that.
But it was
like
months and months and months.
But yeah.
They had said it before they canceled. Yes, they did.
When they canceled when they announced the cities wouldn't make a launch.
It was long after launch.
Okay, yeah.
That they said they weren't ever coming in.
It's when people stopped caring, though.
Well, yeah, it was.
Yeah. Crowfall.
Congratulations, Crowfall. Who's going to pick up all these crows? Did anyone try Shroud of the Avatar yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was a huge Ultima 7 fan.
It's interesting what they're doing with that.
I have no idea how it fucking works. I played for like 3 minutes. And
yeah, I played for about a week.
I don't want to go there unless you want to go there, Jason.
I kind of
I don't know. I have no idea what it even is.
I have no interest in this, so go ahead.
It's Lord British's kind of like spiritual successor to the Ultima series.
Okay, I do vaguely know about this then. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Jason, what were your thoughts?
It's interesting concept, and I stopped playing after about a week and said, okay, I'm going to come back once because it's still an alpha.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of it's like kind of traditional MMO combat, but the cities and zones you are in, they're not connected to like a main world, like traditionally like an MMO. You have to go travel in a map to go to other cities, and the way you interact with NPCs, you'll walk into let's say you go into a village. It's not going to have names over everybody. You're going to have to go up to them and actually talk to them, and you can type text and say like hello and try to interact with them that way.
Yeah,
and
there's a
Like,
parser.
ask their names.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll give you quests and stuff, but you have to kind of dig for it.
That's one thing that I tried when I actually like logged in for the first time, and that's one of the first things that they had available in the game when it first was an alpha or whatever. And I remember just like walking into the first town, talking to a guard and saying, "Hi, how are you?" He's like, "I'm good. Are you new here?" And I was like, "Ooh, this is cool." And so it kind of had like this natural language conversation with an NPC, which is kind of exciting. Actually, I actually like that kind of thing. Yeah.
I am more interested in it now.
Yeah, it's the combat right now is pretty janky.
I can't.
Well, there's multiplayer
I can't
to it
do
too.
Avatar or Avatar. I can't do alphas. I just have come to that realization.
Yeah. Like
That's why I'm not playing it.
I'll check back in every couple months. You can load it up single player, or you can load it up as an MMO, and your character progress goes through both.
Really, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's on. It's early access right now for like $20 or so on Steam, $20 or $30.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, and I don't think there's going to be a sub.
I don't think so either.
Is it?
Yeah.
Stupid question, and I'm not Googling it to find out. Is it like a 3D world or is it 2D?
No, it's 3D.
That's a stupid question, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't figure it was because of his
so dumb
past games.
It moves like a MMO, like a 3D MMO, third person. Yeah.
Yeah, it controls like you would expect, Steve. Like if you jumped into it, you'd be able to control it.
Like you shoot things?
Yes, with guns.
It's
assault rifles.
Fantasy.
It's all like APB, actually.
Yeah. So it's the best game ever made.
We could talk about some APB. I've been watching some streams.
Me too.
Because that's dumb.
Holy shit. We're really going to play that tonight, huh?
Actually, just in case people wonder like what the laughter about this is Massively did an article this week about how they're consolidating some servers for APB Reloaded. And the image they used was that of a Mack truck. No, it wasn't a Mack truck. What was it?
Like a dump
it
truck.
was a dump truck, right? And it was pushing a car, and that's fun. And I wanted you to tell the story because the story used to be posted on our old blog, which doesn't exist anymore. So
long gone.
Why
Memories
is that
just
funny?
Vanished. It's funny because for a short time, what was that? I think you found the link to it on the forums. It was like 2011.
Yeah, it seems about right.
Something like that.
Long time ago.
4 years ago. Me and Jason went on a short spree with APB. Sometime after they had
a month membership.
We did, because I have a car in there still that has like a bunch of layers of stuff on it.
Yeah,
and like more than you should have on a car with a free account. I went to change it, and I'm like, you can't do this because you don't have the account. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, I can't use this car anymore. But anyways, we played it a few years ago. And one night we were both playing cops, and one night I think we wrecked the car that we had, or something happened, but we had to go from one mission to the next. And then Jason was just going to run there, but I decided to go look for something to drive. And then proceeded to pick Jason up on the way in a dump truck.
Yeah. You're like, hold on, I'm coming.
So yeah, the entire way there, just wrecking everything that we could.
The funny part was, because the way APB works, it's a big open world, but you can't kill other players unless you're in a mission against them. But you are still in the same environment that they are when they're doing missions against other people. So we would be riding the dump truck through, and you could still destroy their cars. So we were like, people were trying to get like items to a drop-off point or whatever, and Steve was just plowing through them and destroying their cars.
Oh, you guys are such dicks.
Yeah. We're playing APB, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They got all excited and we're like, can we do that after the show this week? And I'm like, is it free? And it's like, yes, it's free. And so I'm thinking, cool. I download it through Steam. My whole computer gets jacked up. Like, it just freezes completely. It's just glitching out all over. I'm like, what the heck, right? So Jason comes down. It turns out my physics drivers on my video card, it was like a physics issue, and he had to just update the drivers on my video card. But it took forever to figure that out and get it all done. And yeah, poor Hardways in our group, his computer looks way worse than mine did when it was glitching out. Like, I can't believe that I play this many MMOs and I had so much trouble getting this one started.
I gotta say, though,
that's surprising to me, I guess.
The best part of the story was that thing was indestructible, the dump truck. So we were destroying all these cars and it wasn't doing anything to us. And then towards the end of our run, Steve hit this car and the physics must have just gone nuts because the thing just went vertical. Like, when we got out, just were looking at it going up and up and up.
So is the idea tonight not to actually participate in missions, just to fuck with people outside of them?
I have no intention of doing missions.
I love it. I'm so excited now. Oh my god.
Missions are the worst part of the game.
Donuts.
I actually, last night, I created my character and I get inside and like, I had no idea what I was supposed to do. I was shooting. I'm a cop and I'm shooting NPCs in the head. I'm like, am I going to get in trouble? Like, nothing happened.
Yeah, you can get a bounty put on yourself.
For killing NPCs?
If they're just innocents.
Oh, yeah, they were totally innocent.
But they have added, since I played last, they've added a couple, it seems like a really basic NPC open world thing, like drug mules. You're supposed to arrest them or
Yeah, I saw that.
That wasn't in the game before.
Is that a mission or that's not a mission?
It can be a mission. Like, as soon as you do it, you can go turn them in for credit. I don't know how that works, but yeah, it seems like something you can do without engaging in PvP.
Awesome. All right, we should move on from APB.
Awesome.
If you want to check it out, it is on Steam for free. You can just download it from gamefirst.com and check it out yourself, or you can watch it on Twitch because we'll be doing that next. Or if you're on it, just get on and play.
All right, I want to talk about Rare.
I did want to mention that Dean broke our Twitch. He asked for access, and the whole thing crashed all over the place. And it turns out that it just so happened the afternoon that I gave him the password to use our Twitch stream, that's when Twitch did the security resets.
I felt so bad.
It had nothing to do with you.
I was like messaging Shannon. I'm like, Shannon, I don't know what I did.
Yeah, I'm in the doctor's office. I'm like, I don't care. But in addition to that, speaking of Twitch, be sure to check out Rare TV. He was on the show a couple episodes ago. He's going to be streaming for Extra Life tomorrow. We'll also be hosting his channel on the Multiplaying stream. I do need one of you to remind me to set that up after the after party tonight, so I don't forget. That way it'll just go. And what that does is, like anyone who follows our stream, if they come to check out our channel, they'll see his stream. So that'll be good for him. Woo!
Yay, Kendall.
Yeah, really awesome. He had mentioned that on the show, but it's been a couple weeks, so people forget.
So do we want to keep talking about games, or we want to move on to other geekery?
I want to move on to TV.
TV, what you been watching?
Okay, surprisingly, I can't believe I'm saying this because I made fun of it so hard. I like iZombie.
Really?
That's good. You made fun of it?
Yeah, I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever saw. And then I watched it. Because I hadn't watched
any of it.
No, and then I watched it and like...
Stupidest thing you hadn't saw.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Real quick,
well played.
It's about this bitch who gets I'm sorry, no, it's about this woman.
Wow.
She's a doctor.
She's a doctor, and she goes on a party, and a zombie outbreak breaks out, and she gets scratched. So she turns into a zombie, but she doesn't go full zombie if she eats brains. So she goes to start working in the morgue, and whenever she eats brains, she also, it sounds really dumb saying out loud, she also gets like the memories, abilities of whoever's brain she eats, and then she's like helping a detective.
Isn't that how it like actually works though?
Yeah, that's how that works.
No, it's a documentary.
Oh, yeah, about to say. I thought that's what you did.
I just think it's like my new Buffy. Like, thank God, something like creepy and cheesy and just.
It's cheesy fun. It's very likable.
But anyway, check out iZombie. X-Files is coming back. I'm sure you all heard about it because it's been blowing up the internet. But that's awesome. 6 new episodes.
Yeah.
And I like that there's
6 episodes. It can't get up its own ass like the show did. Great first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Last season's
hostility toward X-Files,
huh? I saw something else blowing up on the internet today.
Yeah, Brazzers.
Brazzers. I think it was actually Deadpool's costume.
Oh, yeah. I think it was
a new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, does he know the best part of that? I think Jason's already just going to say what it is. What's the best part of that costume, Jason?
Well, you mean the environment or the costume?
No, the best part of that costume.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
The eyes.
Those. I'm wondering, how does that work in real?
I think that it's probably. I mean, I'm assuming here, but it's probably going to be CG added that the eyes will actually move.
Because my son looked at it.
That's gonna be cool.
He loves Deadpool. He's like, that looks like a cartoon.
Yeah,
yeah, kind of does.
I hope it does.
It looks comic accurate, and I like it.
Yeah, I love the belt buckle.
Yeah,
I like the Burt Reynolds pose personally.
Mm-hmm.
You should have put a fake mustache on top of the costume to make it even
better.
Put a
what?
Just freaked everyone out.
Put a fake mustache on it.
Oh yeah, everything about what they've said and the little bit they've shown seems like they're going for the right tone with that movie.
Yeah, I hope they knock it out of the park. So, is it time for Star Wars?
Yeah, I have a couple things. I'm not going to cover all of them because it's too many. One is slightly video game related. A lot of people were talking about Star Wars 1313. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not dead, according
Which
to
is good.
the internet. They are going to repurpose it to go along with the new canon and such. So you may still get to play that game in some sort of form. So,
if anything, they'll repurpose the tech because the tech was really goddamn amazing.
Yeah,
when we were down.
Yeah, it's the story that they'll have to repurpose.
We went to a panel down at the last celebration where they really got into the tech of it, and they were zooming in on stuff.
Yeah, it was in engine running, and then they would pause, and from their workstation that they were actually running it from, they would zoom way in on a robot's eye, and just the amount of detail on it was nuts.
Yeah.
So at least the tech should be usable.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be
as long as it's still used towards Star Wars
13. It'll be
they'll
tech.
Call it something else.
Okay, moving on from that, there's just a little thing. But the one weird, because I like to do the weird in the everything Star Wars area, Boeing has patented a Star Wars style force field. Boeing has patented, and this is where people will throw the term Star Wars into anything to get hits, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So aircraft and military manufacturer Boeing has been granted a patent on a system that is designed to prevent explosion shockwaves from harming a target. And so
it kind of works like noise suppression, like noise suppressing headphones.
I don't know why they just don't make the whole plane out of black box, right, guys?
Uh-huh.
Like an home run, Jason?
Just like in, the Phantom Menace, where they put the big shields.
Look how you say it with disdain.
They put the big shields around them.
Phantom Menace. Fucking Gungans.
But what they do is they'll emit two beams that will come together. They'll meet, like come to a point, and then create a sphere. And that sphere will prevent the shockwaves from, like, they'll absorb and deflect the shockwaves from hitting the actual vehicle. So
yeah, it doesn't actually like ward off.
It does not go around the vehicle.
It doesn't block bullets or missiles.
No,
it's just like if something blows up
it's for
near.
shockwaves. Yeah.
It's purely for shockwaves, which there was another company.
Decepticons attack.
No shit. No cassette tapes are getting in that.
No fuck no.
But there was another company not too long ago. Can't remember who it was, but they had what would actually ward off like rockets and stuff. I can't remember exactly how it worked, but it was essentially a thing that would sit on top of a tank, and then if there was something coming at the tank at high velocity, it would auto target to it and shoot something at it to explode it before it got to the tank. And I'm thinking if they could get with that and mix with this system, that you would ward off both the actual explosive device and the shockwave afterwards, and that would actually work more like, if they worked in tandem, it would actually work more like an actual force field.
Yeah, you said a lot of words.
I did say a lot of words.
A lot of thoughts, Steve.
Yeah, that's
wow.
It's like a lot of words.
You should take that somewhere.
I'm not getting paid for it, so
you might. I might. Anyway,
that's true.
The last thing I had to put on call here for Everything Star Wars was, once a Star Wars set, the Tunisian town that featured the battle, not the battle, but it featured like the hometown on Tatooine for Luke and all that, like all that set is actually at a place, and they still get a few tourists from time to time. And there was actually this big rebuilding of it to keep it kind of, because it started to kind of fall apart recently because it's getting old, right? And it's not been maintained. So people who actually put like a Kickstarter together and actually have gone to like rebuild it and stuff. But CNN earlier this week said that ISIS was, using it pretty much as a battleground. It was all war torn. And then later this week, actually today, they came out and I didn't see CNN recant it, but it was all over the internet where it's like, no, ISIS has not seized Luke Skywalker's farm. And it like, I guess the people, they called them geeks who rebuilt it, were really angry by the reports. I just think, God, that's all so mean.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was just like misinformation or if they just really wanted to throw Star Wars in there. But
probably, that's the second story that we have this week.
Just cramming it in there.
Just let's use Star Wars to get some.
Oh, there's stuff every week. That's why I wanted to do this segment called Everything Star Wars, because like every week there's stuff like that where people are just cramming Star Wars. Oh yeah. Just people do that with Wizard of Oz too, like for clickbait all the time. People are like, like Dorothy wanted to go home in Wizard of Oz. Here's new tablecloths for your home. And you're like, what?
It happens too with like Twilight in the past and 50 Shades of Grey right now.
Oh yeah. Shows up in a feed to get all your clicks. But
are Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's bodies okay?
I was gonna say,
no.
If it was war torn, you might
Spoilers.
not know.
No.
Spoilers.
No.
I'm done.
Before we leave Star Wars, I was thinking our one friend Steve, Michigan Steve, is a massive Star Wars fan and will defend the prequels like to anybody who talks bad about them. So I was watching Talladega Nights recently, and do you remember at all the part where Will Ferrell doesn't, like, he thinks he's paralyzed?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, no, he needs to know. Like, we need to have an intervention with Steve where we're like, wake up, idiot. No, he needs to know. These are not good movies.
Yeah.
You stick that knife in your leg.
Just put another one in there so you can get it out. Yeah, they're not good. Fucking Gungans, man. Come on. They're not good. Yeah,
like
but what's this taxidermy? Huh?
You didn't like Jar Jar?
No.
Oh, I don't want to cover that now.
Okay, we won't cover that. All right.
It's cool. Like what I do is I collect stuff all week, and then I'll just read like the highlights at the what's still sticking at the end of the week. That's what I'll read.
It's news for kids.
Yeah.
Highlights.
Thanks. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like my stuff I'm doing there.
No.
Like, thanks a lot, Jackal.
This is kids stuff.
What's all this bullshit you're reading?
Sorry, it's not all Bloodborne.
No, that's a hell of a game.
Can be. That's a hell of a game. Yeah.
It's a hell of a game. I watched a stream. I watched someone streaming it just because I wanted to know like what all the hype was about.
Between APB.
You just watch Jason play?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, why not?
That sounds... Well, if I'm home, I'm going to play my own games.
It's a lot hotter when it's a random stranger.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's...
That's a show, right, sir?
Speaking of streaming games, let's go play some APB.
Woo! Yeah. Everybody, this has been Dean. You can follow him on Twitter at Tehden, Tehden. He is awesome. And I don't think you have like any gaming crap that you want to
plug. Yeah, I am not a content creator. So yeah, you're right.
You created a bunch of content today, sir, on our show. If we do, you do.
Yeah, technically you did.
Yeah, I did. It's been a while since I've created any content, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, create content all over this place.
What that means?
No, what do you mean by that, Dean?
Good night, everybody.
You know.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
This podcast is part of the Game and Entertainment Network. Visit tgenetwork.net to find the latest episodes from all our shows.